Okay, good. So thank you so much for joining in. This session is mostly focused towards central payment. We'll explain what central payment is, how it works. Uh, let's go ahead. So before we jump on to central payment, let us understand the clear use case of central payment, and that's a background for central finance. So central finance is basically you are merging all your ERP systems, SAP and non-SAP, for your financial transaction data into one system. So what happens is today you are using your ECC system or S/4HANA system or non-SAP systems, and tomorrow you consolidate all your accounting documents, all your accounting operations into one system. Now your data is replicated to S4, but now you want to use that data. So central payment is the first step which you activate on S4, and you centralize all your payments. So rather than making payments from ECC or S4 or non-SAP, you make payment from one system. So you centralize your payment operations. So that's where central payment takes part. So the first step is you implement central finance, you bring your data together, and then you implement central payments. Central finance is replicating all these objects, cost object, which includes internal orders, which includes FICO postings, CO postings, ECPCA postings, commitments, AVL, activity rates, material cost estimate, and projects. So this is all currently being replicated by central finance standard interface. Of course, by each release, SAP is adding more and more features. So we expect that by 2021, asset management will also be available. But yeah, for now, with 2020 FPS1, this is what the latest availability is. Now let's go to central payment. So when central payment is activated, it is specific for a company code. So you always activate central payment for a company code. You can say, okay, in my one system, I have 10 company codes for operations, but I want to activate it for one. So in that case, what happens? You can activate it per company code. So other 9 company codes will keep on making payment from source system, but that one company code will be start making payment from your central system. Open items in the relevant customer vendor accounts are replicated from one or more source system to CFIN. So open items are already coming via standard interface. And then those all open item for that company code for which you have making central payment will be paid from or received in CFIN system. Then you are not supposed to make payment from ECC, or you are not supposed to get payment from the customer in ECC. Rather, your payment and received will be in your S4 system. That's central payment. How it works? It is a first step towards centralizing your financial processes. So you have ECC system, then in middle you have central payment, and then you can connect your bank. So as I shared an example, you have multiple ECC systems. Rather than you connect your bank to all those systems, you just connect it to one. And because all your open items are coming in real time from your source system to S/4HANA system. And I'll explain this cleared functionality in few minutes. But that's how the central payment works. It applies for incoming payment, outgoing payment, down payment, as well as you can have your credit collections, disputes all in CFIN system, because of course now all open items are in CFIN. So you will run all your credit reports, collections, everything can be done in CFIN. Plus you can also centralize your credit management into one system. So that's a step number one after you implement CFIN, after your data started getting replicating from ECC or non-SAP to S/4HANA system. Benefits. Of course, there are clear benefits. You have one system for all reporting of open items. Rather than you were running reports in 10 different systems, now you have one. Cross-system view of customers or vendors. Now you just have one system to see how your customers are behaving, how your vendors are behaving. Real-time reporting with Fiori user experience. Centralized process know-how in shared service. So in shared services is very effective because there are different people sitting on different systems making payment at different point of time, different bank file, different format. All that is now centralized. So that's what it comes: standardized payment process. Centralize your AR processes, cash application, credit exposure, dunning, collection, reduce cost, and of course there are other benefits like monitoring, bank communication is simplified, digital payments you can see. Benefits of central payment from functional perspective, and it is not a technology benefit. It is more of a business benefit which business gets once we activate central payment. That's how it looks like. Take a minute to understand this diagram. I will start from left-hand side. This is your purchase to pay process, procure to pay process. You have purchase requisition in ECC. You have purchase order in ECC. You have good receipt in ECC. Then the GR is transferred to S4HANA. Invoice, GRI invoice is transferred to S4. Then you do your payments in S4. And then that ends your process. And of course, if there are any returns or adjustment, that can be done. So the replication is real time, and then you operate your payments in S4HANA system, and those invoices will not be available to pay from your source system. That's how the picture works. This is for procure to pay, and we have exact similar cycle for order to cash, sales order, and as I just mentioned, centralized credit management. So the credit check will happen from your source target system, S4HANA system, because you have centralized all your credit operations. You do your pick, pack, ship, all your logistics operations from ECC, billing from ECC. That billing is replicated to S4, and then you do your centralized cash management, receivables, dispute, all those processes which are on top of that open item on CFIN system or S4 system. So that's how you centralize. So now you can imagine you are running this process for 10 ECC systems in 10 different ways. Different people are working with different process gaps, process maps. Now you can centralize and you can standardize your processes. And in case you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat, because I can answer that as the topic is discussed. I can add that into the chat. Any question you have, just put it in the chat or speak up. Happy to answer that. Clearing happens in source system is auto clear. When the invoice is the moment invoice is replicated, this billing invoice is replicated to S4. It is automatically cleared. It is technically cleared. So this invoice is not available or not open for payment in ECC. The moment you run your FBL 1N or FBL 5N for customer vendor reports, you will not see those as an open item in those reports. Those are cleared, not available for payments, neither receivables nor outgoing payments. This is standard process. When invoice, AP invoice or AR invoice is replicated, the clearing happens immediately at the time of replication itself. Standard process. Technical clearing is the concept which is, as I said, when this billing invoice is replicated to here, when this invoice is replicated to here, it will come as an open item in S4, but at this point here in ECC, it will be technically cleared. When I say technically cleared, in general, you have clearing where your payment document is updated, but this is technically cleared. There is a field in SAP which system marks at cross, and it says not available for payment anymore. That's technical clearing given by standard SAP. This is a view for down payments, SD and MM both. So you can see for down payment also, the picture is same. You have sales order, you have down payment request happening in ECC. However, any payment to the customer, either it is a normal payment or it is a down payment, or you are receiving the down payment, that is happening from your S4 system. So you see top two are SD process, and the bottom one is your purchase to pay process, where you see you are making a down payment request in ECC here. That is technically cleared, and then you replicate your down payment request in S4. You do your down payment to the vendor in S4, then you receive an invoice in ECC. That is technically cleared, and the payable item, AP item, is open in S4, and then you are making your final payment, adjusting your down payment. And similar process happens for SD. In SD, you have incoming payment. However, the process still remains same. Your incoming down payment here and here will still be in S4 because you cannot receive your payments in ECC system. So when I say payment, it's a complete package. It includes normal payment, it includes down payment, it includes AP, it includes AR, it includes credit management, it includes dispute management, it includes all the relevant process from on your S4 side. This is how open item management is. There are two scenarios. One was previous was clearing transfer scenario. It was before central payment. If you see very old release. However, in now the central payment scenario works. What is in the right hand side? We have an open item in source that's technically cleared, and then we have an open item in target, and then your clearing will happen directly in target. So rather than you receive a make payment in source, it will be directly in the target system. Any question? Let me check the chat if there are any questions. Because if you have any question on any topic, feel free to just I can take a pause and I can answer your questions. Okay. Let's move. Okay, there is a question, I think. When technical after payment? No, technical clearing doesn't happen after payment. Technical clearing happens immediately when you post an invoice in ECC system. It happens in source and then the invoice goes open in target. It's not after payment. For dependent process, you have dispute and everything in some system now in case you have to centralize that operation as well, because now you can no more run your open item based operations in ECC system. Same as dispute management. It has to be there in S4 because now you don't have any open item in ECC. You cannot have a dispute, cannot see the background. So at central payment is active, so no issues in the process are expected. Dispute cases is also at company code level, and central payment is at company code level. So for those company code which are not using central payment, you in case you breaking maybe an internet problem, let me switch off the video. That would be easy. I hope it will be better now. Maybe an internet issue. So yeah, I can repeat for dispute management, it is it has to be implemented in CFIN system when you activate your central, and dispute management is also at company code level. So still there is no problem with that. Collections management. Central payment is again activated for certain company code, and credit collections management has to be implemented in addition to the central, in the central finance system. And again, collection management is also by company code. Yeah. So in summary, if you activate central payment, all your dependent processes, anything on open item you are doing, even your DSO, DPO report, even your open item reporting, even your customer vendor analysis, all that has to move to S/4HANA. You cannot continue because now all your open items are closed. And again, subsequent processes, you have dunning, you have FX, interest calculation, customer vendor correspondence, all those processes. I will not go read line by line. You can just walk through. All those will be done in CFIN system. So now you can see you have moved most of the operations from your ECC system, financial operations, from ECC system to S4 system. Yeah, all your finance, AR, AP related processes are already moved now. Okay, so there is a question. If the items are technically cleared immediately when invoice is sent to CFIN, how do we know exactly if the item is paid or not in source system? That case, you cannot use source system. You have to go to CFIN system to see if the invoice is paid, yes or no. And there is no feed coming back from target system to ECC system that invoice is paid, yes or no. This is the standard delivery. So you have to check you at the end, and there is a reason. You have to use your CFIN system for your further reporting. If you still rely on ECC system, and there will be no user shift. So user shift has to happen from ECC to S4 to look back, log in, check all the details. That's why there is no feed going back after payment from source, from target to source. Okay, some important notes. There is a pilot note for activation of central payments. This is 2346233. This note is generally not available. If you try to log in with your SID, you will not get this note, because this note is very customer specific. Customer has to take a written approval from SAP that there are some repercussions of activating central payment, and you comply with those and you agree with those. Once you confirm that, then SAP gives you permission to download this note. This is not available in a normal scenario, because there is another reason. Central payment for a company code, once activated, cannot be deactivated. I'll repeat again. Once activated for one company code, you cannot deactivate that. There is no look back that, okay, today I activate my central payment for company code US01 and tomorrow I see it's not working. Let me change and I will make payment from ECC. It is impossible. So that's why SAP is saying be careful when you implement central payment, because there is no look back. Once you activate means activate. Then there are a few other notes, and with central payment, SAP is also now saying do your central tax reporting from CFIN system, because now and they have introduced additional checks which are related to central taxes, that what taxes are in ECC, they are similar in S4, so that your central payment system, central finance system, is completely in line with ECC. There are no mismatch. System does a consistency check on source and target, and your payment date on your tax data is ready for tax reporting. So after you implement central finance, it is expected that you should use the end-to-end tax functionality, and you should use your central tax reporting. So required SAP notes to support tax reporting out of the standard central finance system. So as I said, these are the pretty high level FAQ notes. You still have to, each node will give you, this node gives up another 20 notes to access. And each note, as you know, SAP notes are rabbit hole. You download one and then you get a picture of another 20. So these are just the high level notes. You still have to invest a lot of time in going through them. Central payment with third party system. So it is not just processed with SAP. You, with your Oracle system, with your any non-SAP system like JD Edward, Navision, Dynamics, you can still use central payment scenario. In third party interface, FI documents are replicated, and then central payment open items are replicated to CFIN. And then, of course, the only differences in ECC and non-SAP system is there is no technical clearing happening in source. In that case, your invoice is open both on ECC and S4 side. So the risk is the risk of double payment. So you will need to prevent users somehow to stop doing payment from your source system. So that's why it says aspect responsibility of the customer. So because your open item is now sitting in both the systems, in source and in target, so you can pay it from anywhere. But in SAP system, it is not a case. So that's why it is an additional check, but it is possible to do central payment from third-party system also. And there is a help viewer. More details are given by SAP on restriction, features, everything. Any questions on any topic? So that was high level picture of central payment. Of course, it requires a lot of nodes. You have to activate it. You have to do configurations. You have to test it, and you have to take care of your historical item. For example, today you are already replicating data from ECC to S4 from 1 year, and now you activate your central payments. So you have to not just take care of your new invoices, which are coming, but also 20,000, 40,000 invoices available on already in your system. So you have to take care of your historic data as well. So there are a lot of still, things to be done, but this was just a high level summary how central payment works in the real world. And I'll just give a quick introduction on our training program. So Central Finance end-to-end training program is going on, in which we are covering end-to-end hands-on central payment, not just central payment, rather end-to-end central finance. All these aspects are covered. It would be a hands-on thing. You will be doing configurations on your own with the group to scenario-based discussion, not just PowerPoints, completely scenario-based. And you will be running in doing configurations, mapping, initial load, real-time replication, AIF, everything we will be doing end-to-end. And the next batch starts 7th of March. We have few spots available yet. So if you still feel, please feel free to drop a WhatsApp or email. If you see here, this is how our 5 weeks are divided. It's a 5-week program, 4 hours per day. And that's how we do. First week, we discussed on concept, architecture, limitations, non-SAP system architecture. We talk an overview of central payments. Next week, we do central S4HANA configuration, and we are doing it on 2020 release, the latest one. Then we do SLT and ECC configuration. Then we run initial load and replication, and then we do central payment transaction processing in central system. What you get at the end is you will have a system access to ECC, S4, and SLT for training period plus 30 days of training. You will get access to the standard certification books, S4, F4, 60, 61 downloadable in PDF. You will have all the recordings available. So you can just, if you want to see what happened in the last class, either if you missed or you want to repeat their content, you will have your private YouTube link. You can just view the recording on the YouTube. And of course, we will also share certification guidance, how to prepare the guide of how to clear certifications. There is a question, are there differences in DME, etc. with ECC for creation of payment and media? No, there is no differences. As such, they still remains kind of almost same. So if you have any question on training, you just scan this QR code on WhatsApp. Just let me know. As I said, there are a couple of spots. Next week we are starting the next batch, and we cover end-to-end system access. Everything will be provided in advance. So it's a 4-hour Saturday, 4-hour Sunday, and it's a hands-on thing. So the group collaborate together, and we create WhatsApp group. So it is not just you work during training, even offline you collaborate with the people who is doing what. Hey, I have done S4HANA configuration. Can you complete ECC? My scenario is running. So yeah, we also collaborate offline, and you also build your network within your peers of CFIN space. As I said, batch starts 7th March. If you have any question on fees or registration, just drop a WhatsApp or email. And there is an option of taking a video only. So there are people who don't have time for training, but they want to understand, and or even the budget issues. So you can just subscribe for video only training, where you will be getting access to the videos of the real training, what we are doing over YouTube. So you will get all the video access. You can just simply go through whenever you have in your free time. Yeah. So if you have any questions on fees, as I said, registration, just scan this code or drop me a note, and we can discuss, because fees varies by currency. What currency you are in, what currency you want to pay. There are people from different backgrounds in different countries. Yeah. And I will, this video will be available. What we have discussed today will be available on YouTube. You will get the link over email as soon as it is downloaded and available on YouTube. Again, keep subscribing to the videos, and on the channel you will get a lot of other information along with there are a lot of videos already on central payment available. Now I can open up for questions. If you have any questions, just drop me a note. Let me know, or you can speak up as well. Huh? If you have any questions related to central payment topic, central finance, or training you want to understand more, happy to answer any questions.
Hey, hi, Shrikant here. I have one question. How we can access the SLT? In a one slide, you have shown that we can access the SLT. So functional guy can access the SLT.
Yes, functional person can access the SLT. In our training, we will be working SLT, we will be doing SLT configuration. So yes, it is functional guy can access SLT. Exactly. We will be doing SLT configurations.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And there is a question, difference between in-house modules. So in-house cache is kind of, you need to implement on S4HANA. If you are bringing all your operations on S4, in-house cache also should sit on your S4. Why there are multiple types of mapping? Yes, there are multiple types of mapping. Let me give me a second. Uh, Let me show you. So there could have been one as well. That's how SAP has designed the product. But yeah, there are various for mappings. We have valuing. All those things are available. And of course, we have cost objects are mapped in one way. Your configuration data is mapped in one way, and your master data is mapped in one way. So there are different ways where the way mapping works. So that's a standard product. The way it works, it works. And we have up and running Fury as well. So you will have access to all the Fury apps. And this is pre-configured with the RAR engine. It's pre-configured with group reporting engine. So you will have, access to all these modules just if you want to, want to play around. I think there is some issue with my network. Yeah. Can you see my screen? SAP screen? Yeah. So you have key mapping, you have value mapping, you have cost object mapping, you have COPA mapping. All these mappings are there. And when we do the mapping uploads, we have our ECC system connected. For example, here I show you company code with my ECC. You see, all these company codes are mapped. We have our ECC system available. So yeah, we do work in ECC as well as S4 both. And when we do configurations, we this RMG. System with your basic config, like you create new company code, you create all the relevant, then we get into CMG and we follow IMG configuration guide specific to CFIN. CFIN IMG we follow, and we have AIF. We will be doing work in AIF as well, where we will be data would be replicating, we would be fixing errors, and yeah. So here is an AIF. You see, we have already so much data replicated for different company codes, and we work on fixing the errors. So your system is up and running. We will configure for your company codes for the batch, and yeah, we test there. And we use CFIN IMG, the end-to-end. Yeah, we configure all the activities here. We configure setup systems, mapping, clearing transfer, document splitting if needed. We do configuration consistency check. We run initial load, and we do central payments. And of course, I'll give you an overview of all these things as well. So that's our standard training program. And that's why I said it's hands-on. So it's not just a PowerPoint. You will be on the system doing hands-on things yourself. I will be guiding, giving you scenarios that this should happen. You need to have 2 company codes configured up and running so that we do mapping and data loads. And that's you follow. Yeah. Any question? No? Okay, good. So this video will be available for you. And if you have, as I said, any question on training or, any question on this topic, so just, drop me a quick note. As I said, batch is starting from 7th March. I have limited spots now. People have already registered. So just try to expedite it if you're really looking for to kickstart. Yeah. You can have quick communication is easy through WhatsApp or drop me an email, whatever works for you, which well. Email ID is at the bottom, office@nicube.nl, or you can discuss on WhatsApp, just drop me a message on WhatsApp. Okay. Thank you so much for your time. Enjoy. And this video will be there on YouTube, so you can just get access and, it will be there on the channel. Yeah. My name is Nitin Gupta. Thank you.
Thank you.